Barakatah Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahawashi, Ba'ashem Kodash. Welcome to another live lesson. The name of this one is Spiritual Powers, or Spiritual Power. And pretty much this is a lesson that I wanted to get into probably last week or a little before that. The idea came to mind of spiritual power, but there's so much detail involved in the scriptures that I wanted, I still didn't even look up all of the other precepts that I wanted to, but Lord's will, with what I have here, it'll be enough to edify the flock as to what's coming, and also build up our faith, build us up spiritually and mentally, and bring comfort and joy to our spirits, because of things that we may be recently going through or going through right now, or whether it be mentally, whether it be physically, ailments, whatever the case may be. This is why the scriptures are known as the comforter, because whatever we go through, there's always something there to soothe our spirit, whenever we find ourselves in a low condition, a low position, feeling low or feeling depressed or whatever the case is. The spirit, picks us up. And that's why when the brothers go out to speak and teach, 2 or 3 at a time, when Yahawashi is there gathered with the men, the spirit works in each individual brother to kind of bring out, but to bring out scriptures, and examples, and get brother spirits going, get their juices flowing. Some men are very good at that through the spirit. They're good at jump starting brother's spirit. When brothers are down, they're able to give, words, through the scriptures and through wisdom to build brothers up, and to get you fired up. That's why there's certain brothers that, you watch on YouTube that kind of get your spirit roused up, and that's what we want. We want to be around men like that'll benefit the body, and not take away from the body. But nevertheless, while we go through these different situations, the scriptures are there to comfort us. So I figured through the spirit that this lesson of spiritual powers will build us up, spiritually, because, some of us are going through different situations, whether it be mentally or physically. Brothers have ailments, brothers have lost family members, brothers have been taunted, brothers have been, felt, sometimes you feel less of a man because you can't really stand up for what how you really want to stand up, and and voice your opinion in certain situations. So you have to kind of fall back, and this is why the Lord is going to build us up. So I had put some scriptures together, I think it was last week, but this morning, as I was, I had to take my mother to go somewhere, and as I was on my way back, I was thinking about this particular lesson, and a couple of precepts came to mind. I want to start the lesson off with that, and Lord's will, this will be an edifying lesson. Now, the first precept that came to mind, seeing that we're in the condition that we're in, see, we're the Israelites, the sons of God, the sons of the power. We are God's, but we are in a downtrodden state. We are in a low state, and the reason why is because the Most High has a plan for us, and we were supposed to live forever. We were supposed to have everlasting life, which is the same thing. We were supposed to do the right thing, and teach, the right thing. But we as a people fell, going all the way back to Adam in the Garden of Eden. So now we're getting back that that tree of life that's building us up to get to the perfect man, as Yahawashi became perfected. And this is why we strive to be like Yahawashi. Yep, like the brother said, the kingdom is within chains of darkness. And that explains it the best. You know, because these bodies are a chain of darkness. That's why there's times you want to do the right thing, you end up doing the wrong thing. You know, you want to study, but your body, you might be tired. You know, and instead of studying, you might fall asleep. You know, so it's a struggle, it's a battle, but that's going to be changed soon. But being in this captivity, you know, this captivity has also broke us down spiritually. It's broke us down physically, you know, and we're crying out to the Lord day by day. And even before we came into the truth, the Lord guided us to this way so that we can receive consolation, or not consolation, but so we can receive mental freedom, and know that there's a consolation prize coming, or a prize period, or reward. So I want to start here in Daniel 7:25. This is one of the precepts that came into mind. It says that he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High. And this is dealing with Esau in general, you know, with the with slavery, and with what he did to the other to the northern kingdom, the other tribes that were already here on this side of the world. So he says he shall speak great words against the Most High, and he has done that, and he's still doing that, you know, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High. And this is the point here, is shall wear out the saints of the Most High. So the saints of the Most High are worn out, you know, are broken down. Here it is, you have young men that have ailments that a 70-year-old man or a 70-year-old woman should have, you know. And it's done systematically, and you know, it pretty much is also done so that we can look to the Most High, Yahweh Bashem Shai, to deliver us, you know. And that's the mercy and the hope. The word for wear out, or shall wear out, is bala'ah, to wear away, wear out, to harass constantly. So by the constant harassment from Esau, we have been worn out. We're wearing away, you know, not mentally, but physically. That's why the Apostle Paul said, though my outer man perish, yet the inner man is renewed day by day. And Lord's will, we're going to get to that precept also. It says, but use only in a mental sense, to afflict, wear out. And it's not just a mental sense, it's also a physical sense. Because slavery, you know, of the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom was a physical breakdown, which broke down the mental. You see, and this is why Esau uses that trickery and witchcraft to put things into people's minds to get them scared, because they know that if you're not strong mentally, you will not be able to be strong physically, because of the greatest strength is mental. Physical strength is cool, but if you have mental strength, mental fortitude, that's a lot better than the physical strength, because with the mental strength, that's what leads to spiritual power. So let's read this again. Let's move on to the next precept. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws, and they shall be given into his hand unto the time and times and the dividing of time. So the main point in here, there's a lot of great points, but the main point we're looking at here, shall wear out the saints of the Most High. So if the saints of the Most High are worn out and broken down, what are the saints of the Most High supposed to be waiting for? We're supposed to be waiting for the Lord Yahweh Bashem Shai to come and restore us and enhance us, you know. And that's what we're waiting for. That's why it is written in the book of Malachi, the 4th chapter, and the 2nd verse. It says, but unto you that fear the name, unto you that fear my name, which you have Israelites out there that know the name of the Lord, but do not fear the name of the Lord, because they keep playing around with the name of the Lord. And y'all know who they are. But unto you that fear my name shall the Son of Righteousness, which is Yahawashi, arise with healing in his wings. Why? Because the saints of the Most High would be worn out. So they need to be healed. And the word for healing is ma-rapa, which is of healing. The word rapa is to heal. Like you have the angel Rapaya Allah, which means healer of God, or God or the Most High heals. So the ma in front of any word is either of or from if it's not connected to the word. So marapa, or marapa is to heal. It says health, healing, cure, health, profit, sound of mind, healing, incurable with negative. So pretty much, why would we need healing? And why is the Lord going to rise up with healing in his wings of those that fear his name? Because they would be worn out. There would be men that would be worn out, downtrodden, broken down, and need to be built back up. So let's read this again and we'll move on to the next scripture. But unto you that fear my name shall the Son of Righteousness arise with healing in his wings. And you shall go forth and grow up as calves of the stall, because we will not be broken down anymore. We will be cared for. We will be pampered. The kingdom of heaven the Most High is going to pamper us. You know, he's going to spoil us, so to speak. Not in a bad sense, in a good sense. He's going to pamper us. That's why Yahawashi said, fear not, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom of heaven. Because in the kingdom of heaven, once the Most High changes us, he can deal directly with us and he can pamper us. That's why the scriptures say that before we even ask for something, we're going to get it. Before we can even think the thought or finish thinking the thought, or even before it even comes into our mind, we're going to get those blessings. And this is a part of that healing. So now let's go from there to the book of Isaiah, chapter 40 and verse 28. And it says, hast thou not known, hast thou not heard, that the everlasting power, the Lord Yahweh, Bashem Yahawashi, the creator of the ends of the earth, fainteth not? So we're going to get back to that God-like state as the sons of God, as the sons of the Most High. And how is that going to be? With spiritual power. They show you little bits and pieces of it in these different movies, like Spawn, like Hancock, you know. But the only thing in the kingdom, when we get the spiritual power, we're not going to use our power and then we use the spiritual power, and then for a whole hour or two we're drained just waiting for our battery to recharge. No. Once we get that power, it's going to be a everlasting power. And just like with energy and power, the energy continues to grow. You know? And this is what we're striving for. That's why we're right now eating from the tree of life. To attain unto that perfect man, unto that perfect woman in the kingdom of heaven. To be elevated above all these different nations and get to the place where we were supposed to be at in the beginning, as a perfect example to these other nations on how to live, how to be connected to the Most High, what the benefits of being connected to the Most High are, what benefit it is to have such great laws, statutes, and commandments, and to be able to execute them perfectly, and to be able to judge perfectly without bias. And this is why the scripture said that the earnest expectation of the creature waited for pretty much the raising up of the children of the Most High, because they know once we get back into power, everything is going to go back to its proper balance. You see? So it says, so the Most High does not faint, because the Most High is all powerful, omnipotent. So we're going to, and he is our Father. So he's going to give us a small portion of that, which is going to be great to us as men, as women. He's going to give us a little portion of that. And that little portion that we get is going to be great, of that omnipotence. It says, neither is weary. And we're not going to be weary, because right now you might walk to the corner and be tired. Or you might jog for a tenth of a mile and be like huffing and puffing. Some brothers can't even do that much. Some brothers can't even walk, to the corner and back without huffing and puffing. We don't just lay there and just say fuck it. We try to do something about it. Put some effort into it. But the bottom line is the Lord is going to perfect us. The Lord is going to increase us through our spirit. Once these bodies, these wretched bodies are changed. Once these stony hearts are taken out. Once the fleshly heart is put back into us. And those laws inserted into our minds. So that we can achieve perfection. Not just in understanding, but physical perfection. It says there is no searching of his understanding, right? Because we know to a certain degree, because the Lord revealed it to us in his truth, that the reason why we're going through this is so that we can also be subjected to hope like the Lord promised us, because we're prisoners of Yahawashi. We're locked in, we're in chains, we're in handcuffs and shackles to the hope of faith that the Lord is coming back to deliver us, to change our bodies, to make us extraterrestrial, so to speak. It says he giveth power to the faint. Yeah, because even the faint, that the most feeblest brothers out there, or feeblest brothers out there, that whenever anything happens, they kind of like, oh man, throw their hands in the air, kind of, It says, and to them that have no might, he increases strength. So the Lord is going to give us the strength because right now these bodies, from the time we're born, these bodies start to break down. And we're to the point now where our bodies are totally broken down. And our minds, have been broken down by the society. But our spirits are strong. Our spirits are charged. But these bodies can't keep up with it. And that's why there's a constant doubt of, I don't know if I'm a man of the Lord or not. I hope I make it. But all of that has to be put to the side. And we have to look for the greater glory of it all. That even if we don't make it, there is a promise and a reward coming. But our hope is that we do make it. That's what we call ourselves, the hopeful elect. The scriptures don't speak about the hopeful elect. The scriptures speak about the elect. But it also speaks about the hope and the faith. You see? It says, even the youth shall faint and be weary. So you even have young men that are faint and weary. And the Lord calls the young men for strength. You have some young brothers that their bodies are just totally broken down. And that's this system, this society. And that is the product of this environment. That is the toxic chemicals that they put in the water, in the utensils we use, in the food, in the air. The toxic messages they put on television, on the media, through this entertainment that is constantly breaking us down. The constant radiation and the foods that we eat, our being, period. Everything is always, everything is fast paced. Everything is worrisome. Bills piling up on top of bills. Just everything set up for a disaster for a person. It just breaks the body down. And they know this. Because on the left-hand side, Esau is a top psychologist. And they know by constantly keeping people worried and all flabbergasted, so to speak, that breaks the immune system down, that breaks the body down. There was a precept that popped into mind, but I kind of forgot what it was. Lord's will, it comes back. It says, even the youth shall faint and be weary, and the young men shall utterly fail. So if the youths and the young men are weary and faint and utterly fail. What does that say for the older men? You see? That's why the Apostle Paul said again, though my outward man perish, that the inner man is renewed day by day. It says, but they that wait upon the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. This is the key. That's why it says that Yahweh shall do what? He shall rise up with healing in his wings. It says, but they that wait upon the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai shall what? Shall renew their strength. And what is a renewal? Meaning there's going to be a change that's going to come. And I had precepts written down in a certain order, but I'm just going right now in the spirit as the Lord, as the spirit of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is guiding me. So I may get to some of these same precepts again later, but if not, hey, we moving on. We got to ride the spirit. We got to ride that wave of the spirit. This is the book. the Salaki. The word renew is the Hebrew word chalap. The Hebrew word chalap is to pass on or away, pass through, pass by, go through, grow up, change. And this is what we're looking for, change, which is going to be what? A renewal, which is what we need. You see? That's why we can't be in the spirit 24/7. It's impossible. Because if we were in the spirit 24/7, guess what? These bodies will break down even that much faster. But the Lord has given us just enough strength to be able to do his work and teach his word. And the reward is coming. It's right around the corner. It says to go on from, to pass on quickly, to pass away, vanish, to come on a new sprout again of grass. So we're resprouting. We're being renewed. The inner man is being renewed day by day, but eventually these broken down bodies will be renewed. And this is what we're waiting for. So if we're doing the work of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, we're defending his gospel. We're out there teaching the word. We're out there prophesying. And whatever other office the Lord has for the men of this and the women, the Lord said he's going to renew us. He's going to build us back up. He's going to change us. And that's why the scriptures are called the Comforter. Because we all go through depression. We all go through, we have our ups and downs, our good days, our bad days. There's times when you feel like you're up on cloud 9. And nothing that anyone can say or do can bring us down from that state. And then there's other days when we feel like we're down, way down in the dumps, and nothing that anyone can say can build us up from that. So that's what the scriptures are, our comforter. It says to pass through, to overstep, transgress, to cause, to pass, change. To change, substitute, alter, change for better, renew, to show newness. So this is what we're waiting for. This is why, let's read that again. It says, but they that wait upon the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai shall what? Shall renew their strength. Because the devils that are ruling have worn us out. We're worn out. We're broken down. We're overloaded. It says, so the Lord said we're going to renew our strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagle, meaning we're going to be able to fly. And this is why in that movie, which these devils know these things, this is why in that movie Hancock, they had Hancock doing what? Flying. But Hancock was a drunk, which represents Jake out here. Jake is drunk, all messed up in a low state, but they're going to get power. The elect are going to get it first, but in the kingdom, the ones that don't make it, they'll get the power also to a certain degree. There's going to be levels to it. But they know that the downtrodden that they've worn out, they know that eventually there's going to be a come up. And that's why in the movie Hancock, you had Will Smith, which is a Jake. What was he doing? He was a drunk. He was homeless. He was sitting, laying on a bench, getting drunk, and then what happened? Whenever anything needed help or needed to be done, he went up, he did it, and he would fly. He had power, and he had a hat on that had an eagle on it. Because they know that we're going to get that power. They know that spiritual power is coming. They know that we're going to be able to fly and do different things. Call fire from the heavens like Elijah did. You know, call fire from our hands and different things of that nature, which we don't really understand that now. The only way we understand it is by we're reading it, and sometimes these devils make movies and we see the so-called, superheroes with the powers that they have. But that's actual. We're going to actually get that. And that's why these devils put it in these different movies. And they put it at, most of the time, they put it as Esau getting it because that's what they want. They want to achieve that greatness. But that greatness is given to us because they sold their birthright. But that was always given to us because the scriptures say that the earth, the world was made for our sakes. It says they shall run and not be weary, meaning we'll be able to run across the whole globe. You know, you have people that can run a marathon, and they think that's a great achievement, which it is in this world. But imagine running around the whole world, nonstop, and then after that, diving into the bottom of the sea and swimming for hours without coming up for air, and after that, jumping up, coming out of there, and flying for hours. You know, just different things, you know, that these little feeble minds of us can't really even fully comprehend yet. It says, they shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint. See? So this is what we're waiting for. But in order to get this, we have to wait, and we have to be changed. Which leads us to the next precept in 1 Corinthians 15. And we're just going to go straight to the point. 1 Corinthians 15 and 50. Now this I say, brethren, that flesh and blood cannot inherit the kingdom of the Most High. Why? Because the kingdom of heaven is incorruptible. So these corruptible bodies that we have right now, and these corruptible minds that we have right now, cannot inherit such glory, such incorruption. So that's why we have to be changed. This says, neither doth corruption inherit incorruption. Behold, I show you a mystery, because this is a mystery. And this is, you never heard anybody in the church speak about that. You never heard any religion out there that I could think of, the Baha'i faith, or none of them different religions out there, any religion, any thought, any school of thought, talking about a people getting spiritual power, being able to do amazing things, being able to fly, being able to have extraterrestrial bodies that do not break down, that a spirit can live in forever. You never hear them talking about this. So it's a mystery. As long as these people in the church have been teaching that plantation Christianity, that never came out of their mouth. Now they may start talking about it now because they're watching, they're learning, they're including a lot of these teachings that they've got from the Hebrew Israelites into their congregation, because they know that old plantation Christianity is dead. But prior to that, you never heard anyone talking about spiritual power, any other people outside of the Hebrew Israelites. You never heard any other group out there reading out of the Apocrypha. But now they're doing all these things because they're learning through the spirit and power of YAHAWAH'S by the men that he put out there to teach his word. It says, behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be what? Changed. Let's look up this word, changed. And the word change is alaso. To change, to exchange one thing for another, to transform. So we're going to exchange these vile, wretched bodies for a brand new body that's incorruptible. You know? That's a no-brainer. I mean, if you have to sit there and actually think of, well, do I still want this body or do I want the new body? Then I don't know, man. Maybe you don't deserve that new body. We're all waiting to be changed. So it says, behold, I show you a mystery. We shall not all sleep, but we shall all be changed. In a moment, in a twinkling of an eye, at the last trump. not Donald. For the trumpet shall sound, and the dead shall be raised incorruptible. Right, because you're going to hear that voice say, what? Come up hither. And the ones that are in the graves that died in the Lord are going to go up first. And then we which are alive, Lord's will, we make it that far. Because, we always have to have that hope that the Lord will deliver us. We're going to meet them up in the clouds, which is the chariots. And we shall be what? Changed. So these bodies shall be changed. Because, like when I meditated on this through the Spirit, these bodies can only go up so high into the sky. And it makes sense that these bodies that we're in now, if we're a part of the elect, go up first. These bodies that we have now go up first, like the scripture said, that their enemies beheld them. So it makes sense for these corruptible bodies to start going up into the sky, so that they can see, oh shit, that's so and so, oh this, that, oh, But then after a certain point, these bodies can't breathe after a certain altitude. So just before, this is just me thinking, just before we get to a certain point, the Lord is going to change our bodies at that point to be able to translate, I guess, for lack of better words, from where these corruptible bodies can't breathe anymore to where the new ones will be able to breathe, and then be able to go into the chariots with those new incorruptible bodies, and the mental change also. And we shall be changed. It says, for this corruptible must put on incorruption, and this mortal must put on immortality. Why? Because that is a part of the promise that Yahweh B'Shem Shai made with us. You see? It says, so when this corruptible shall have put on incorruption, and this mortal shall have put on immortality, then shall be brought to pass the saying that is written, death is swallowed up in victory. And Yahweh Shai conquered death. So now, when the time comes, Yahweh Shai said, there'll be some standing here that shall not taste of death till they see the kingdom of heaven. See? So, a part of the reward of teaching the words of Yahweh B'Shem Shai and suffering is what? That spiritual power and everlasting life. It says, O death, where is thy sting? O grave, where is thy victory? Yeah, because as long as men are in these bodies, there's always that fear in the back of their minds of death. Because that is a sentence over all flesh right now. The sting of death is sin, and the strength of sin is the law. But thanks be to the Most High, which giveth us the victory through our Lord Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. Therefore, my beloved brethren, be ye steadfast, unmovable, always abounding in the work of the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Shai. So what purpose? So that we can attain these promises that the Lord gave of everlasting life, of a change of these corruptible bodies for the incorruptible bodies, a change of the stony heart for the fleshly heart, a change from a wicked world into a righteous world. For as much as you know that your labor is not in vain in the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Shai. And this is the great motivator, is the reward that's coming. Now, let's go from there. Let's go to the book of 1 Corinthians, same book, the 2nd chapter, and the 9th verse. And I'm pretty sure brothers could build on this lesson, with other precepts and different, And we're going to go as far as we can with this. I got a few scriptures I want to try to see if we could get through. I put these together, some of these together, last week or so I don't really remember what each and every one of them say. So we're just gonna go with go through it, and then whatever comes, we'll go in the spirit. So this is 1 Corinthians 2:9. But as it is written, eye had not seen, nor ear heard, neither have entered into the heart of man the things which the Most High hath prepared for them that love him. You see? And this, it's a great thing. That's why Yahweh Shai said, fear not, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom of heaven. So it's the Most High's good pleasure. And as the Spirit had me say earlier, so that we can be pampered. The Most High is going to pamper us in the kingdom of heaven. Can you imagine that? Right now, the Most High can't deal with us directly. He has to deal with us through YAHAWAH'S, which is still great. You know? But in the kingdom of heaven, the Most High himself, Yahweh, will be able to pamper us himself, so to speak. You know? And so now, but the Most High hath revealed them unto us by his Spirit, which is what? This word. You know, the true and proper understanding of this truth, the Holy Spirit. And we see these things coming in. We understand these things about to come. Yep, that's a good one too right there. Shalom to the elders and the Akim and the Akwath on the common board. Philippians 3:20. For our conversation is in heaven. Now, when you check out this word conversation in Philippians 3:20, the word for conversation is citizenship. Palituma, something like that. If I know I'm not pronouncing it correctly. But the word conversation means citizenship. And that's why we look to the heavens and try to emulate what goes on in the heavens, in earth as it is in heaven, because our citizenship is in heaven. That's why we have bodies that are up in the heavens right now, you know, to where, you know, if any brother was to die, their spirit would just go transferred right into that body in the heavens. That's perfect. You see? So our citizenship is in heaven. Our bodies are here on the earth, but our minds are in the heavens. It says, from whence also we look for the Savior, the Lord Yahawashi HaMashiach, who shall change our vile body, because these bodies are vile, that it may be fashioned like unto his glorious body. See, and this is a part of the promise and the reward, according to the working whereby he is able even to subdue all things unto himself, because the Most High gave him everything, including the kingdom, including us, so that we can be joint heirs with Yahawashi in the kingdom and enjoy the kingdom with him. It says, so now it says, for the Spirit searcheth all things, yea, the deep things of the Most High. Yeah, because we want to know, you know, and you know, that's why brothers dig in. You know, it says, for what man knoweth the things of a man, save the spirit of man which is in him? Even so the things of the Most High knoweth no man, but the Spirit of the Most High. It says, now we have received not the spirit of the world, because the world is looking at things carnally. And the scriptures say that the things of this world are temporal, which are seen, but the things which are not seen are eternal. It says, but the Spirit which is of the Most High, that we might know the things that are freely given to us of the Most High. Why? Because we have been given certain mysteries of the Most High. And we, you know, sometimes brothers get to the point where they want to know things that are not even significant for salvation. They want to know all this extracurricular stuff, you know, they want to know, and then there's so much that's revealed to us, and we don't need all that other extra stuff. But you have some individuals that just have to go deeper than deep. This is Deuteronomy 29:29. The secret things belong unto the Lord our power. So whatever is secret that we don't know about, that belongs to the Most High. Otherwise, he wouldn't be the Most High. He's not going to give us everything that he knows. Because first of all, we can't handle, you know, the little bit we got now. It says, but those things which are revealed belong unto us and to our children forever, that we may do all the words of this law. Because, you know, in keeping what's in this book to the best of our ability is what's going to bring that immortal life, if we are part of the elect, because the Lord is going to put that special spirit on the men and the women that are part of the elect to continue on doing this work. So now let's go back to 1 Corinthians. It says, verse 13, which things also we speak, not in the words which men's wisdom teacheth, but which the Holy Spirit teacheth, comparing spiritual things with spiritual. And some people out there can't understand the concept of spiritual powers because they're not spiritual. Even though they make all different types of movies that show you spiritual power, they still can't get it because it's not given to them. It says, but the natural man receiveth not the things of the Spirit of the Most High. Why? Because they're carnal. For they are foolishness unto him. Yeah, so some of the stuff that we teach about to some people out there is foolishness. Why? Because they're carnal. They're not spiritually minded. And what did the Lord say? That the carnal mind can't please the Most High, because the carnal mind is enmity against the Most High. Neither can he know them, because they are spiritually discerned. And this is a mystery. This change, the spiritual power that's coming, the everlasting life, which is a part of it. It says, but he that is spiritual judgeth all things, yet he himself is judged of no man. Why? Because he is set up by the Most High, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. So the servants of the Most High, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, will not, no one can judge them. Scripture say that every tongue that shall rise against us in judgment we shall condemn. It says, for who hath known the mind of the Lord, that he may instruct him? But we have the mind of Yahushai. So what was Yahushai's mind? To please the Most High Yahweh. To do the work of the Most High. So that he can receive the prize that the Most High promised him for doing his work. So now let's go from there. Let's go to the book of 1 John. The 3rd chapter, and we're going to read a couple of verses. Let's start at 1. Behold, 1 John 3:1. Behold, what manner of love the Father hath bestowed upon us, that we should be called the sons of the Most High, which is what? The sons of God, which goes back to what? To Genesis, the 6th chapter, where it speaks about the sons of the Most High saw the daughters of men that they were fair. So those sons of the Most High were not actual angels, although you do have angels in the heavens that are known as the sons of the Most High. But those sons of God in Genesis, the 6th chapter, were dealing with actual men that came from the chosen line of Adam through Seth. When we read Genesis, the 5th chapter, Genesis, the 5th chapter is all about the sons of God. Those are the sons of the Most High, which later were given the name of Israel, which the name Israel translates to the Hebrew word Yasha'Allah, Yah being he, Shar meaning prince, Allah meaning power or God. He is a prince of God, or he is a prince with God. You see? So it says, therefore the world knoweth us not, because it knew him not. That's why these wacky-tacky Christians, or these plantation Christians that cannot get the truth, get upset because it wasn't given to them. St. John chapter 14 and verse 17. It says, even the Spirit of truth, whom the world cannot receive, because it seeth him not, neither knoweth him, but you know him, for he dwelleth with you and shall be in you. And I will not leave you comfortless, I will come to you. So we understand this, but the majority of the people of the world do not. And that's why they persecute the ones that can see, the ones that understand. Because they're trying to bring us back into that darkness with them, so that, like the old saying, misery loves company. But Yahushua said, out of all that were given me, I have lost none, save the son of perdition, that the scripture might be fulfilled. So going back to 1 John 3:2, beloved, now are the sons of the Most High. Now are we the sons of the Most High, and it doth not yet appear what we shall be. So we're waiting for that change, because we don't know exactly how it's going to take place. We have an idea based off of scripture, but we don't know exactly how it's going to take place. We don't know exactly what those bodies are made of. We don't have all the details. But we know that when he shall appear, we shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is. You see? And every man that had this hope in him purifieth himself. Why? Because that is faith, even as he is pure. All right. So now let's go from there to Romans, the 8th chapter and the 29th verse. I started 28. And we know that all things work together for good to them that love the Most High, to them who are the called according to his purpose. Why? Because they will finish the work, like YAHAWAH'S finished the work, so that they can receive the reward, as YAHAWAH'S received the reward. For whom he did foreknow, which is what? Predestination. He also did predestinate to be conformed or become like to the image of his son. And that's what we're waiting for, to be conformed to the image of YAHAWAH'S. Right now we're doing it to the best of our ability and following his footsteps. But then eventually we get the glory that he got, as we read in Philippians, the 3rd chapter, which we'll read that again. To the image of his son, that he might be the firstborn among many brethren. It says, moreover, whom he did predestinate, them he also called, and whom he called, them he also justified, and whom he justified, them he also glorified. So what is the glorification part? To be magnified, to be given that reward, to be enhanced is the best word I can describe right now. What shall we say? What shall we then say to these things? If the Most High be for us, who can be against us? And nothing can touch us. You know. Remember, we go through different stages. There's times when we're rock solid. There's times when the spirits mess with us, and we at a low state. Look at the men of the Most High. When Elijah called fire down from heaven, do you think he was in a weak state? No. He was mighty and bold and strong. And that faith, and then the fire just came down. His spirit was just on fire. But then what happened after that? He was afraid of Jezebel. He fled from Jezebel. Why? Because he was still in the flesh. And although he had that power, and although he knew that the Most High was with him, there was times when he got weak. And this is why we're waiting for that change. Because we're going to have those ups and downs as long as we're in this flesh. But the goal is to what? To finish and to keep going forward. To receive that prize. So now let's go from there. Let's go back to Philippians 3. And let's read that again, because that says a whole lot. Philippians 3 and 21. Who shall change our vile body, which is YAHAWAH'S, that it may be fashioned like unto his glorious body. See? And this is the body he's coming back with. That's why he said, I will not meet thee as a man. Meaning he's going to come as a power. And that power is going to be great. That's why whenever the Most High would appear, what happens? Shit would start shaking and moving and set on fire. Man, we're going to cause a ruckus, man, on the earth in righteousness. See, we don't understand that because we're in such a low state. We're like at a garbage level state as far as a people. But our minds are elevated far beyond any intellectual person out here because of the power and spirit of Yahweh B'Shem YAHAWAH'S. Now you have intellectuals out there that know all kind of stuff, but it's trivial because all knowledge edifieth not. Knowledge puffeth up, but the things that pertain to righteousness, the things that pertain unto setting up this heavenly kingdom and setting up the next world to come, we have that through the spirit and power of Yahweh B'Shem YAHAWAH'S. It says, according to the working whereby he is able even to subdue all things unto himself. So now let's move from there to the book of Psalms, chapter 17 and verse 15, straight to the point. It says, as for me, I will behold thy face in righteousness. I shall be satisfied when I awake with thy likeness. And that's what we're striving for, to awake with the likeness of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right. So now let's go from there to the book of 2 Corinthians, the 3rd chapter. And we're going to start at the 17th verse, the last 2 verses. Now the Lord is that Spirit, and where the Spirit of the Lord is, there is liberty. And that's why we have grace. But this grace that we have does not give us a license to go off and do whatever the hell we want to do. This is just a just in case clause. But we still have to pay if we don't, if we go off and the Lord doesn't show mercy, then guess what? We have to pay. It says, but we all with open face beholding as in a glass the glory of the Lord. So we're seeing the glory of the Lord in the scriptures. We saw how he was brought up out of the grave in the scriptures. We saw how he went up into the heavens when the 2 angels standing side by side. He went up into the chariots by the scriptures. We saw how he was enhanced through the scriptures. We see how he's coming back. How he said he will not meet thee as a man. So we beholding that as in a glass when we read the scriptures. When we hear these lessons, when brothers, teach these lessons, and our minds can actually picture these things. It says, but we all, with open face, beholding as in a glass the glory of the Lord, are changed into the same image from glory to glory. Because although we don't fully understand it, right now we're actually day by day spiritually being magnified. Our minds are becoming stronger and stronger, even though some days we don't feel that way. Our spirits are becoming charged even more and more. Our bodies are breaking down, but mentally we're stable because of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai Bashem Rakakudash. It says, even as by the Spirit of the Lord. So we're changed from the same image from glory to glory, even as by the Spirit of the Lord, because he said it. The Most High Yahweh Bashem Yahushai said it in the book. This is the contract that said if we do such and such and such, he will do such and such and such for us, in as far as the reward is concerned. So it's sealed. This is the witness. And the Most High said that he's not a man that he should lie. So this is the contract. This is how we know that what the Lord said he's going to do. Because he signed, sealed, and delivered it. Oh, yeah. So like there's a Stevie Wonder song, signed, sealed, delivered, I'm yours, or something like that. I ain't no singer, so don't expect anything better than that. Anyway, let's move on. All right, now let's go from there to the book of I got the book of Job here, Job 17. Salakia. Job 17 and 7 to 9. Mine eye also is dim by reason of sorrow. Why? Because we are worn out. Our spirits, or actually our bodies have been worn out. As we read here in Daniel 7:25, and he shall speak great words against the Most High. That's these Edomites speaking against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High. So that's why it says, mine eye also is dim by reason of sorrow. And this is a part of the curse. When we read Deuteronomy 28:15 to 68, that's all a part of the sorrow. And all my members are as a shadow. Upright men shall be astonished at this, or astonished at this. And the innocent shall stir up himself against the hypocrite. See? Because although we go off, if we are part of the elect, guess what? In the sight of the Most High, we're blameless. We're perfect. If we are those men of the elect. It says, the righteous also shall hold on his way, and he that hath clean hands shall be stronger and stronger. So we're going to be changed unto the Lord's glory, from glory to glory. Stronger and stronger, amatazah, strength, period. to be strong, alert. Are not brothers strong? Are not brothers alert, courageous, brave? That's why it says, then shall the righteous stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted and made no account of his labor. Stout, bold, solid, hard. And that's what the scriptures mean by enduring, to be made hard. You could go on and on and on. So let's go back. Let's read that again. I like the way that sounds. Job 17:9. The righteous also shall hold on his way, meaning that the righteous, which are the elect, are going to stay the course. And he that hath clean hands shall be stronger and stronger. Did not the house of David wax stronger and stronger, and the house of Saul weaker and weaker? We'll use that in the case of the elect versus the 2/3. So the elect are going to be stronger and stronger, because they're eventually going to get to the point to where they'll be able to reach that reward, to be changed, to get that spiritual power. Now let's go from there to the book of 2 Corinthians. And I'll go as long as, the Spirit allows. We're coming up on the hour mark. And there's still a few precepts left. So let's try to see what we could get through. 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 8. It says, we are troubled on every side. Matter of fact, let me start at 7. But we have this treasure in earthen vessels. What treasure? The treasure of this knowledge, these riches, which are comparable to money, which are called money. Pearls and diamonds and all, just precious stones and gold and silver. It says, but we have this treasure in earthen vessels, because we've been entrusted with this word, that the excellency of the power may be of the Most High and not of us, because they're the ones that gave us this power. Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai, through the Holy Spirit, gave us this knowledge, opened up our understanding, the understanding of our mind, to be able to articulate these things, to be able to bring out this truth, to be able to paint that picture. It's not us. It's Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai that puts the thought into our minds and pushes it through the thought pattern and pushes it down into our mouths to be able to articulate it and speak about it and teach about it. Because these are the words of the Lord Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. That's why there's days when we want to do a lesson, but the Spirit's not on us, and we're like, damn. Because if it was of us, we at the drop of a hat, you could just do a lesson. It says, we are troubled on every side, yet not distressed. We are perplexed, but not in despair. Persecuted, but not forsaken. Cast down, but not destroyed. Because we are going through the process of becoming perfect. Yahushua was perfected by what? By suffering. That's how we shall be perfected. And they that have suffered in the flesh have what? Ceased from sin. Always bearing about in the body the dying of the Lord Yahushua. And that's why we're persecuted. That the life also of Yahushua might be made manifest in our body. Which is this truth, and eventually leads to what? To the glorifying, which is what? The changing of our bodies, which goes into spiritual power. I'm going to read a couple of these precepts. Brother got some good precepts going on. Yahweh the Maccabee, Revelation 22:12. And behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me, to give every man according as his work shall be. That's beautiful. There's a reward coming. Melech 23, Acts 1 and 8. But you shall receive power after that the Holy Spirit has come upon you. Me both in Jerusalem and in Judea and Samaria and unto the uttermost part of the earth. Something got cut off here. But you shall receive power after that the Holy Spirit has come upon you. All right. And then the brother GMS Winnie Street Preacher, 2 Corinthians 5 and 2. For in this we groan, earnestly desiring to be clothed upon with our house which is from heaven. And we're going to be changed. All right. So now let's jump from here. You know what? Let's just keep reading. For we which live are always delivered unto death by Yahweh, for Yahawah's sake. That's right. That the life also of Yahawah might be made manifest in our mortal flesh. See? So then death worketh in us, but life in you, because although we're broken down, right? The message that we're teaching is building up others. Is building up other brothers out there and making them strong. Let's go back to 2 Corinthians chapter 3. Chapter 3 and 1. It says, do we begin again to commend ourselves, or need we, as some others, epistles of commendation to you, or letters of commendation from you? Ye are our epistle, written in our hearts, known and read of all men. For as much as you are manifestly declared to be the epistle of Yahawah ministered by us. And when you see the brothers out there teaching, that is the fruit of the men that labored before them. Written not with ink, but with the spirit of the living power, not in tables of stone, but in fleshy tables of the heart. Because this is a manifestation, what we're seeing. So that's what it says, 2 Corinthians 4 and 12. So then death worketh in us, but life in you. There's more there, but I just want to jump down in the interest of time. Let's jump down to the 16th verse. It says, for which cause we faint not. But though our outward man perish, yet the inward man is renewed day by day, which is our spirit, which is leading us to what? To that everlasting life. All right, now let's go from there to the book of Luke. I had this other precept I want to get to, but I don't think I'm going to be able to get to it because it's quite a few verses. Maybe I'll do a separate lesson on that, Lord's will. Let's go to Luke chapter 12 and verse 25. See what that says. And which one of you, with taking thought, can add to his stature 1 cubit? So the least thing that you could do in spiritual power is what? Add height to yourself or to ourselves. That's out of the Lord's mouth. Well, you don't believe me? Let's hit the red letter. Luke 12 and 25. That's in red, which is the Lord's words. And which one of you, with taking thought, can add to his stature 1 cubit? It says, if you then be not able to do that thing which is least, why take you thought for the rest? See? Because everything else is going to be given to us. So the least thing we could do with spiritual power is what? Add height to ourselves. And to shit, if anybody could do that now, you'd be looking at them like, damn, brother, that's bad, you know? But Yahawah said that's the least. Of all of the things that you could do with spiritual power, the least is to add a stature. And we can't do that. So why are we worried about anything else? All right, so now let's go from there to the book of Exodus 7 and 1. Get a couple of these precepts, and like I said, we'll close out. Exodus 7 and 1. And the Lord Yahweh said unto Moses, see, I have made thee what? A God to Pharaoh, and Aaron thy brother shall be thy prophet. So the Lord is bringing us back to that God-like state, to the state that we had before. And when we look up this word God, which is in all small letters, the word there is what? Alahayim. And that goes into a whole nother different topic, you know. But Alahayim, right, which is plural. See? That's why when we read in Genesis, the first chapter, it speaks about in the beginning God created the heaven and the earth, which is talking about the Alahayim. The angels, Yahawah and the angels. So it says what? For Alahayim, rulers, judges. Then you got divine ones, angels, gods on earth. All right? And that's the main point. So let's go back. It says, and the Lord said unto Moses, see, I have made thee a God to Pharaoh, and Aaron thy brother shall be thy prophet. So the Lord is going to magnify us. Yahweh is going to magnify us. Remember, the Lord made Moses a God before a Pharaoh. And the message of Moses was what? Let my people go. which are the Most High's people. And what happened? Eventually the Lord delivered us by many great signs and wonders, as we read in Deuteronomy, the 4th chapter. All right, so let's see what else we got. Let's go to Exodus 4. Back a couple of chapters. Exodus chapter 4 and verse 14. It says, "And the anger of the Lord was kindled against Moses, and he said, Is not Aaron the Levite thy brother? I know that he can speak well. And also, behold, he cometh forth to meet thee, and when he seeth thee, he will be glad in his heart." Yeah, because as long as we're in the flesh, hey, that's why the Lord said, and I believe that's Genesis 8, that the Most High knew what was in man. You know, he said he wouldn't strive with man forever because he knew what was in man. Vanity, you know. "And thou shalt speak unto him and put words in his mouth, and I will be with thy mouth and with his mouth, and will teach you that you shall do what you shall do. And he shall be the spokesman unto the people, and he shall be to thee instead of a mouth, and thou shalt be to him instead of the Most High." So the Most High is about to magnify his men and give them that godlike state. And then when Yahawashi comes back and the elect are beamed up, then the change is coming, and then the fun begins. It says, "And thou shalt take this rod in thine hand, wherewith thou shalt do signs." All right, and there's going to be a lot of things that's going to go down before this whole shithole goes down. People are going to know beyond a shadow of a doubt who the Most High is dealing with. "Then shall be known who are my chosen." And it's all being done not for our glorification, but for the glorification of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. And once the Most High is glorified and Yahushai is glorified, then we will be glorified with them also. But they get the glory first. See? Yeah, so I think I'm going to, I'll leave it there. You know, like I said, I got a couple of other precepts, you know, but I think I'll leave it there. It's a good place to finish. And there's many scriptures brothers could go to build on this lesson, you know, if they desire. You know, excuse me. So, pretty much, this has been spiritual power. And this is what the Lord promised them that love him and that wait and do his will unto the end. It said that he that endureth unto this end, the same shall be saved. And a part of that salvation is being delivered out of this destruction, being delivered out of all harm. These vile bodies changed, our stony hearts changed, the laws put into our inward parts, having everlasting life, and having the kingdom to rule, and all the pleasures that the Lord gave us with the kingdom. You know, so with that, you know, I pray that your brothers have been edified. You know, hold on, stay strong. You know, just remember when we go through those low points in our life, you know, in our day-to-day struggles, that there's also high points, you know. And this is just a part of the trial of our faith, you know, to perfect us. You know, we get mad and uncomfortable and all that, but we have to keep that in mind, that this is all part of that road that we have to travel. So with that, you know, I pray that your brothers have been edified. Until the next time I say Shalom. Yahweh said unto Moses, "See, I have made thee what? A God to Pharaoh, and Aaron thy brother shall be thy prophet." So the Lord is bringing us back to that God-like state, to the state that we had before. And when we look up this word God, which is in all small letters, the word there is what? Alahayim.